Genesee Valley Physical Therapy.
Hi, my name is Ryan Healy, physical therapist and co-owner of Genesee Valley Physical Therapy. Today here we're going to do a dynamic warm-up demonstration, and we have two elite runners with us from Genesee Valley Harriers. We have Matt Pierce and Caroline Poliat, and they're going to demonstrate 3-4 different exercises that have impact on preparing our body to help maximize the performance and prevent injuries. So our bodies, as we know with runners, it's a very linear direction, but we need to train and keep a good core, good stability through our hips and legs as we're running, just to maintain stability and prevent injuries. So it's important that we go through exercises that are going to challenge us in those dimensions, directions. The first one, and Matt and Caroline are going to help us in terms of demonstrate it. The first one's going to be on one leg, and we're going to swing our opposite leg front to back. So go ahead, guys. Stand. Yeah. And ideally, what you're trying to do is trying to maintain that stability on your stance leg. Try to keep that big toe firmly planted into the ground as you're swinging the opposite leg front to back. You can increase the challenge by getting those arms swinging and also adding a little bit more of a trunk lean as you're going through this. The recommendation is about 10 on one leg, and then let's go ahead and switch. Doing 10 on the opposite leg. Trying to really kick that leg through as much as you feel comfortable, maintaining that dynamic balance. Very good. The next direction is our frontal plane, where we're going to cross our leg in front of our body, side to side. Moving, again, standing on one leg. Go ahead, guys. And we're going to swing side to side. Same idea. Trying to keep good control, good stability of the leg you're standing on. Keep that big toe firmly planted into the ground. We're going for 10. Very good. And then switch legs. Same idea, 10 times on the opposite leg. Good. All right, back to the opposite leg. We're going to go through the third one, which is the rotation, a transverse plane of movement. We're going to try to turn our leg in a rotation motion where we're moving our hips above us, rotating over the leg we're standing on. Same idea, try to keep that big toe firmly planted into the ground. Most of us will probably find this one the most challenging. And again, as runners, our movement pattern is mainly in a linear sagittal direction of motion. This is a direction that usually is very challenging for us to keep that balance, that stability. Good job. And then switch legs, 10 on the other. Very good. All right, the next is going to be a Tri-Planar lunge matrix. We're going to start down here. And as you're doing these walking lunges, you're going to try to picture an imaginary line. The first one we're going to do is a lunge with rotation. And we're going to rotate down towards that front knee. So go ahead, guys. Try to bring your elbow down towards that opposite front knee. While you're doing this, like I said, you're trying to walk that imaginary line. Very good. And we'll return going back doing the same movement. That front knee, you want to try to focus on keeping it stable. Try to keep it pointed forward. And adding that trunk rotation helps load up that back glute and hamstring. Good. All right, next one. It's going to open up the hip flexor. So as we lunge forward, the leg that's forward, that arm's going to go behind you, and the other arm's going to go up overhead. And you're going to try to press your pelvis forward to appreciate that hip flexor stretch. Go ahead, guys. Yeah. And if you don't feel that hip flexor opening, just take a longer stride. Very nice. Same principle, trying to keep that forward knee nice and stable. Very good. And then returning, doing the same thing back. The third lunge matrix is having our arms right up overhead. We're going to try to control the motion of going side to side, this frontal plane of motion. So as you take a big step forward, go ahead guys, advance forward with your arms up overhead. You're going to try to move as far as you can, maintaining your control and balance each direction, and then step forward. Very good. Again, keeping the emphasis on maintaining a nice front stable knee, keeping that narrow path, that walking your imaginary line. Carolyn and Matt are making this look easy, but this is quite challenging as you guys try to do this on your own. Looking great. The third group that we're going to do is a walking RDL. So this can be very challenging. Same idea as walking a line, you're going to stride out, and the leg that's down on the ground, you're going to try to reach your opposite hand down to touch your toes there while you pick up your opposite leg towards the ceiling or towards the sky. So you're going to load up the hamstring that you're standing on and trying to maintain that stability. So go ahead guys. Very nice. For those that find this too challenging to get started, you could perform more of a lunge exercise where that rear foot does not come off the ground and you're still keeping that front leg straighter to get that appreciation of a nice pull through your hamstring. Good, then we'll do the same thing coming back. For those that have been cursed with hamstring injuries, this is one that you want to add to your arsenal of a dynamic exercise before you go out and run. It really helps with that finesse, that control, engaging your hamstring. Very good. And the last one that we're going to demonstrate today is doing a walking knee hug. So we're going to walk, take a big step forward, we're going to pull our knee up in towards our chest. If you want to add a little bit of a vault, getting off your heel, you can do that. Go ahead guys. And then you'll just keep it stepping, advancing forward. And there's many different exercises that you can do as a dynamic warm-up. What we try to do is interlace it with some preventative exercises so that your body is gaining control as it's getting the nervous system excited to perform for you. And we'll do the same thing coming back. So if you can take 5, maybe 10 minutes to go through exercises similar to these before you go out and do a run, you don't want to do it just on a race day because you want your muscles to get trained in terms of executing these directions. Your muscles at first would get sore because it's a foreign exercise to you, but if you interlace this every day before your training run, it'll be important in terms of helping you get prepared for your race, for your training, and also help reduce those risks for injuries.
Genesee Valley Physical Therapy.